in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome back to the Joe Irish and Sharon podcast. This is episode 30. We're on number 30, the big sexy trees here. We have Susan Morris, paranormal fucking investigator and psychic reader. You do the whole, you do the medium.
Yeah.
Medium. So, and then we've been doing to get yourself on for a while, and Sharon was telling me about it. So, do you want to give us a little background of how did you get in? What's your
Oh God, where do I start? Well, I wasn't doing this all my life in any way. So I was 36 years of age when this happened.
Wow.
So it
Only
wasn't like I
ago.
was seeing dead people at the end of my bed when I was a kid or anything like that. So it was just after my mother died, long story short. I was 5 months pregnant, so something happened during that time. And then when Annabelle was about 6 weeks old is the first time I ever seen anything.
Oh, really?
So it wasn't human either. It was kind of like quite scary creature.
So that only 26?
Yeah, literally, and that was it. So I went to the doctors. I wanted eye examination. I wanted brain scan. I got loads of tests done.
Wow.
I got my eyes tested. I thought I was probably going through some schizophrenic moment or episode.
Wow. Holy shit.
So I literally went everywhere saying, you imagine sitting there trying to explain that to a doctor when, I can't explain it, but I see things. And they're like,
literally,
what exactly do you see? And I says, well, like loads of things, but little blobs and everything over people's heads and all. I don't know what's up with me. With me, is there something wrong with me? And she's looking at me and I'm looking at her, but she kind of took a step back. And I think she thought I was having an episode because I was looking over her head because I could literally see the little blobs, which is energy around her. And she just shook her head a little bit. And I said, she went and sent me for, an eye test and told me to go and she checked me ears out there and then to make sure they were clear. When I think about it, I never went back. There was no point in going back because she looked at me like I was a lunatic. And I do think she thought, either this one...
But sorry, go on. Did she check your eyes? Did she not say?
She checked my eyes and my ears and checked... I actually had a heart scan as well because I was getting pains everywhere. Like my whole body was hurting me. Wow. And what that problem was, I was picking up everybody's kind of feelings and pains and I didn't understand it. Okay. So for about a year then after that, I kind of cocooned myself for a year and kind of started to just... I know this is going to sound crazy, but I started to enjoy the experience. I started to research a lot.
In what way you were enjoying it? So tell me,
because I was having magical experiences as well. They weren't always scary.
And so was it like an internal feeling as well? Did you feel
like a joy, like I'd been connected to something.
That's nuts.
Like love.
Oh, right.
I felt
and
love.
were you taking it?
I should have been. I went to that
like
doctor,
that.
Joe, and I was hoping that they would hand me, like, do you want the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah.
And if I took the pill, it'd be all gone. I would have been happy to take a pill at that time because you imagine turning around to very, very normal people. My family's very, very normal.
Yeah.
We're not into, we weren't doing paranormal investigations or anything like that. And saying to them, literally, I see dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine saying that to your partner after so many years? Oh, your nanny, she's telling me, did you put this into the coffin with your nanny?
So your partner would think, oh God, she's
I'm sure to God, I've always said
is
to
your partner
him.
still with you?
Yeah.
He did. I'd
shocking,
fucking
isn't it?
bounce.
We're actually married now.
So you got married after he found out you
were
were
literally. He went to full hall and it's not got to do with witchcraft or spell work or anything like that.
He's afraid, that's what that is.
No, probably. He should be. That's what I always say.
Because you know everything.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was wonderful as well at the same time. But I did lose a lot of friends. Things change. You start to kind of see people in a different light, which is disappointing. Right. That's the hardest thing, is to see kind of, people in their true colours.
People that you knew years as a friend and family?
A multitude of a whole lot of it, yeah. So, but I mean, that's not anybody's fault. That's just that maybe you're on a different part of your journey and you're growing. So, and that's the way it goes.
And I think that happens across the
it
board
has to happen.
Yeah,
because if you don't grow and you don't move and you don't bring new people in with you, then you're still in the same place.
I think I'm learning part of that journey where, I don't think we lose friends.
No,
I think we just elevate in different ways.
We evolve.
We evolve in
Yeah.
different ways, meaning they're evolving in their way and you're evolving in yours. And sometimes not everyone can stay on each other's journey, but still love each other. Do you know?
Yeah.
But just
Absolutely. That's what I would say. I'd say that, you know, in some cases that was the case, that it's not that you don't have anything in common, you do, but you have to kind of go forward.
Yeah.
You have no choice. And like I ended up going to some medium circles and things like that they do have, and I just found that as bitchy as hell. And I just couldn't deal with the bitchiness in it. And I actually cried over that because I thought I was becoming part of a family.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be lovely.
Yeah.
It wasn't lovely.
Yeah.
And so I ended up doing it on my own, then flying to England. So to a college over there called Arthur Finlay College.
Yeah,
I ended up flying
what's it called?
Arthur Finlay, if I'm pronouncing it right, college. So it's actually a school of metaphysics.
Wow.
Amazing. And
It's amazing.
A lot of mediums. It was something my ma really wanted to do. Now she was a powerful medium, but she still wanted to
it's beautiful
experience
to
it.
be in that environment.
Yeah.
So
Like,
you so let me because I'll get me head around with it. So then you were obviously seeing
Everything.
entities,
Yeah.
right? And then were you hearing stuff as well? Is it? Can you hear? Would you?
yeah,
at this
it
time?
depends. At that time, definitely hearing, because what they're doing is trying to get your attention. So they're going like 90 miles an hour at that time to kind of get your attention. When you start working with it, it kind of slows down a bit, and basically you have to work for it then.
Right.
Like they're not going to be just like coming in beating drums then. They expect you to tune in then. But if they're contacting you like that, they're saying, yeah, we're definitely hearing. And I know this is crazy, but I'm actually a bit of a skeptic.
Right.
So I like to question everything.
Yeah.
So even in my work, I question everything. I want it 10 times, not just once, you know. So I'm stubborn in my work as well.
Right.
So I was probably the worst candidate they could have ever picked for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, if that's the case, you're going to have to really show me.
So then you're seeing people, you're seeing entities, you're hearing things, you're tuning in, you're getting it. And then how did you find out about it? What's your man's name that you went to?
At the college, Arthur
college?
Finlay College.
What's Arthur's?
Arthur Finlay
College. Right? So it's named after a dude. What's his
Yeah,
background?
he
No,
he's
sorry, I just want to get my head around this. Arthur Finlay.
I think it was his lodge originally. It was a very, very big lodge, I will say.
And
But-
he teaches you.
No,
how
he's
to-
dead.
Okay.
He probably haunts the
You
place.
could- so hang on. So he could
Joe.
still
See him
teach
walking
you.
down
Yeah.
the
If he's
corridor.
dead and you can talk to
He's
the dead,
probably
he
the
can still
main
teach you.
spirit, but listen, it's the Arthur Finlay College, so it's a college.
Right,
So it's
right,
like
I
if we
get
go
you.
to the UCD college.
Yeah,
Okay.
literally. That's
Right,
what
okay.
it is.
Yeah.
So there's loads of tutors there.
Right. And
So
he started this before he did
he
it, obviously.
started it, so we're going right back.
That'd be
right
funny if he was
back.
just a ghost.
Yeah.
Started up a college or
It sounds like Hogwarts.
That's
It literally,
Yeah.
that's what it's nicknamed, Hogwarts.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, there
I
you
always
go.
say I'm going to Hogwarts, and the locals call it Spook Hall.
Right.
So because I'm not kidding you, they always say there's always a weird colour over that college if you walk down the village, because it's a very, very old building. But I took a photograph, and I have the photograph, and above it, just right above it, is just purple.
Right.
So that they
Amazing.
weren't lying when they said
Yeah.
there's literally. So maybe it's the energy of everybody working there. I don't know, but I went over there, and I went over there for a few years. And I kept on going back, and I found that they were the best for me because they don't take no bullshit. Like I had arguments with tutors. I was throwing nearly chairs across a room, you know. Because, yeah, I was like,
So is that like, again, I'm just going to try to get my head around it. You know a bit about this because...
No, I was never there, but it's somewhere that I would love to
But you've
Yeah.
heard
experience.
about it.
I've heard a
You
lot
know
about
this.
a lot about it.
Okay,
yeah.
so let
Yeah,
me
so
get
yeah,
my head into it.
Yeah, let
Sorry,
the
because
audience know that.
Shireen will have said, no, I asked too many questions, I talk too much. And
No, I don't.
Right. No, because I want to find out. So did you went to go, right, Arthur Finlay College, and then you went...
I jumped on a
You
plane.
did one course or a full course
yeah,
that you
the
have to
first
do.
time I went was a weekend just to see, because I'd never... See, this is a whole journey, really, because I'd never even travelled on my own. So for me to get on a plane on my own, after being just rearing kids the majority of my life, like this was me out of my cocoon. And I just got on the plane and said, feck it, you know, it has to be done. I'm doing it, exactly. Got my arse to the airport, got in the taxi and walked in there. And when I remember sitting in there, and I sit beside all these people that knew, like they knew what they were doing here. And I kind of felt like me shrinking into the chair going, maybe I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Maybe I've kind of, you know, probably arrived at the wrong place. But, and I did want to run, but I had the most amazing time.
Deadly.
And it's the people that you meet there as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And then just again, another question that I just need to be funny.
Yeah.
So it's like, like, so then they're teaching you how to tune into all this. And
So-
then your whole objective after this college is to be a psychic paranormal investigator. That's the goal, is it?
It's not. I don't. For me, the reason why I went for the weekend is, and I always say this, and I've said this: if anybody's going to tell me I'm crazy, I'm going to let them tell me I'm crazy, since they're the experts in it.
Okay.
So I didn't go over there for that. I didn't even. None of that came till not that long, but a long time after that. And then you can stay for. I went then start going for a week. So you go over for a week. So you start like college in the morning 9. You have your breaks, and it's literally done like college. And
that's nuts.
You know,
We never knew it was anything like
So
that.
bring
yeah,
us
no,
seriously,
seriously. And they walk you through it. Like, I'm not, there's no, they'd be like, so what time did he die at, Susan? And I'm like, what do you mean, what time did he die at? Well, if you can ask him that, you can ask him what time he died at.
That's
Do you know what I mean? Like, they
nuts.
really,
It's
really
amazing,
grill you.
isn't it, really?
That's fucking nuts.
And
that
it is pressure, like, it is pressure, like.
And so talk us through a day in the art of Finley. So first of all, how long did you book for?
So I go
it a
more in the
course?
week because the week is more intense. They call, when you go for a week, they call Wednesday Weepy Wednesday.
Right.
Because everybody's crying, they want to go home by Wednesday. Because I'm not kidding you.
sounds like my school.
Yeah, literally. And I
Sounds like
hated
the
school, so
sounds like the
surprised that I
case, yes.
arrived
Yeah.
there. I'd never turned up to any other school I was part of. Yeah, I get up about 7. You go down and have your breakfast.
Right.
Nice
all
little
included?
area. That's all included.
That's all included. You're
yeah, you'll be
bored.
spoiled, you're bored, everything.
Right.
You go down and have your breakfast, gorgeous place, gorgeous, there's horses outside.
Nice.
And then you go down and have your breakfast and then you start class. Like, you go to lecture first, but I'm going to be honest, and I'm sorry to the college, I hated lectures.
Right.
I can't sit still.
Right.
So I used to go down and feed the horses. I used to rob the apples in the
So you
the
skipped the
Dundalk
lecture.
and coming out. Yeah, rob the
Yeah.
apples. And I'd bring them down to the
Hey,
horses.
that's that laugh.
We actually did. I had everybody in with them horses. I'm sorry, I don't even think they own them horses. But we would go down to the horses. But normally you go to lecture for about an hour where they talk about it, and then you go to classes, which is literally them teaching you to kind of hold your own power.
Right.
Like, control your own power. Is she doing a psychic reading or is she doing a mediumship reading? The importance of knowing the difference, that when you're talking to the dead and when you're not talking to the dead.
Yeah.
You know, because you can pick up information about people that you'd know they're loved ones, but are you really talking to the dead? There's a difference in it. So they would kind of grill you, and you do readings over and over again. You would do stage work, like stand up and walk back and forth on the things. They'd correct you if they want to correct you. They've no shame. They'll pull you out. They'll make you do. Like, I have stories, like, you know, I won't mention his name. It's a particular tutor I had there. I almost felt like he was bullying me.
Right.
That I skipped class.
Why
like,
did you think it was funny?
as he constantly was pushing me and putting me on, or else he'd make me read him, and that's very intimidating. You're talking about,
yeah, of
you're with your
course.
peers, like, it's like with anything.
That's,
Yeah.
So he's obviously just trying to fucking save you. Really
At the time, I couldn't see what he was trying to do, but he used to, like, he loved a bit of banter, and he's Scottish, I'm Irish. We were going head to head.
Yeah.
We were always bantering with each other, but I was very clairvoyant at the time, so I was always just images and seeing and things, and he was trying to push me out of my comfort zone, and I was resisting that. I took that in a bad way, and he constantly, because I didn't work with my emotions, I had a lot of healing to do,
Right.
so he wanted me to feel.
Okay.
And I didn't want to feel. I was happy seeing me images.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he was forcing me out of my comfort zone. So we literally got into arguments in front of the whole class.
Wow.
And I think he had to go find me in the college somewhere. So there's a lot to that. Like, but it is, and I remember because I ran and I was in there's a little crystal shop. And I remember looking at the girls and I was like, and they were like, what happened? How come you're not in class? Like, you're skipping. And I said, oh, I can't deal with him. I'm never coming back here again. He drives me nuts. And they just looked over my head. And I said, oh, God, he's behind me, isn't he? They were like, yeah.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, fuck's sake. And I turned around and I just bawled. And I was like being in school and I was like, I'm sick of you. So the doors were open at the college. Everybody's sitting in their little circle and their little Zen moments and they're listening to me screaming.
Yeah.
And he just said, look, I'm trying to do what's best for you. I'm not, like, bullying you. Everybody thought he was, but I did send him an email a year later thanking him for everything that he'd done, that my mediumship had changed big time. And I do work with my emotions. Like, there's a lot more to that, to the point I wrote about it. But he never got back.
Oh, did he?
Right.
Did he ghost you?
He literally ghosted me. Bill, if you're
I
listening
didn't
to
even
this.
plan that. I just come out. No, sorry.
No, you've been practicing that all day.
didn't.
You've been
I
dying
just
for that
thought
one.
that
You were probably praying that someone
wasn't.
go. I'm only messing
No,
around. That
that
was a
just
good
was
one, Joe.
But he knows there's loads to it. But I have to say, he did do amazing. So if you are going and you do get a tutor like that, if they, he did say to me at the end of it, look, if you want to do it right. If you want to just skim the surface, by all means, skim the surface.
So is it a thing like with the art of Finley, like, so someone like you knew that you were in some realm that you needed to deal with, right?
Yeah.
And me, I would definitely, hands up, say that I would definitely be that person as well. I definitely have a sixth sense. I don't know how to manage it or what to do with it, so I don't do anything with it. But if you're someone like, say, Joe, that just has no interest, he's not psychic.
No.
No,
Thank fuck, by the way. Not being better than I don't think I'd like anything like that. I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I think I'd have a sixth.
That's it,
No,
though.
that's my question though. If it was someone like Joe, and let's say just he woke up tomorrow and he was like, I want to go to the Art of Finley. No, let's say nothing.
Just
Good
to see
question.
what, right? Okay,
It's
there's a
a good
good question. Come on.
Let's say a Carl over here who most definitely has no inhibition whatsoever to be a psychic. If he wanted to though one day wake up and be like, I'd love to be a psychic, I'm going to go to the Art of Finley. Can you go to the Art of Finley to become a psychic?
You can go, but I can't guarantee you'll become like suddenly a psychic.
I wouldn't think so.
I think the majority of people that do go there kind of have something going on. I'm not saying you can't, because it's an experience. You'll receive a lot of readings. But you might struggle. I teach, and I've seen people that are they want to be in tune, or there's something there, and I've seen them open up once they're taught the techniques, because everybody is psychic, but they don't realize it's actually, how can I say, it's not that difficult. And I'm going to be really truthful on that. I find there's a lot of courses that make you jump through hoops and things, but it's all about your senses. So when you start to understand how they work.
And it's instinct, isn't it? It's sort of, it's in a border stuff. It's not like, I'm not saying that everyone is going to be a psychic or clairvoyance or be able to investigate ghosts.
People might find the mediumship a bit harder than the psychic, believe it or not.
So give us the difference with them too.
So a psychic's all about you and everything that's going on with you. So normally when you're given a reading, it does gel. They mix together. So you're going in and you're out and you're communicating. But if we were to totally separate them, it's all about what's upcoming, what's going around, what's the personality of the person like, their struggles as well, and their good points, and you people want guidance with psychic work.
And so when you say do a reading, is that like same as fortune telling? Is that no?
Would that be psychic?
It's psychic would be more the fortune telling kind of thing, but they use cards or a crystal ball or something.
Okay,
you know what I mean. And psychic work is used through cards as well, but I'd normally encourage people not to use cards at all when they're practicing or anything like that.
So how would you tune it? Because I want to jump down into mediumship, because that's your loved ones and stuff. So if you were to say, well, I'm going to give Joe a reading, don't know him, how do you, I'm not trying to give a schooling or anything here, I'm just asking how it works. How do you tune in then to do the psychic reading? How does that start with you? Never mind him.
With me, it's more simpler now, because I literally will say to myself, I'm literally, sometimes people will notice I lean over a little, but I lean over a little more. I'm going into his energy, because there's literally in his aura, there will be a map of everything. Like there's I call them stamps. Everybody has their own world. But see little stamps of stories. We still carry the stories with us, no matter what. And there's also the hopes of the future as well as there. So I can tell by the colours as well. Like I can tell I believe, I'm sure everybody sees them differently. But for me, I can tell by the sizes of the colours and what's going on. You know, I can go down to their core colour as well, and tells me about their personality. A lot of people don't really behave like their core colour, like their personalities. And, you know, the family or issues or anything like that. People want to know what's coming up, I suppose, financially, love life, things like this. You know, they're very much that. So I just lean forward and I just start sensing, and I tell them I'm going psychic. Now, sometimes when I do this and I'm doing a reading, some people, I always say to them, I'm going to do a body scan, I call it, like have a look at your aura and your colours, I call them. But during that time, I may have to switch to mediumship.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because they get impatient that they start trying to jump in.
Sorry, without being ignorant again, of psychic and mediumship. So your psychic is
It's all about you.
right,
And just you and your journey. And maybe those that are close to you,
and
like
then
your
the mediumship is
talking to dead people.
oh, okay. Right.
And then, so how do you go into that part then? How do you separate the psychic from the mediumship?
For me, it's easy because I've been trained so well over there.
Yeah.
Right.
So what I do is I blend the both of them down, but I just feel them. They feel different to me when they stand in, but you're still using the very same clairs, so you're still using the same senses.
Right.
But I can tell by which side they're coming in. Like I built up my senses to say, well, I know there's a lady standing in here. I
Yeah.
know there's a man standing in here, and then I lean over a little bit more and I kind of accept that energy in. So
And is there an element of like, is there anyone standing in here now?
Don't we?
No, I'm not looking for a
what are you
reading. I'm just
asking?
asking
No, but
because it's important.
There's-
It's a really important question.
We don't want to
Yeah,
know
no, because I've another. Well, I do.
but you know, with the psychic and mediumship,
He wants to know.
the easiest way to understand clairs, right? Because a lot of people don't know what the clairs are, is see, feel, hear, sense and smell. So you put them all together and then you pass that message. That's literally, and the same with the psychic and the mediumship.
Yeah.
So that's basically how I teach when I'm saying to them. And in the moment of a reading, you have to surrender every single part to you. So I'd say when I'm doing a reading, say with Joe, I'd say, well, nothing that I feel in this moment in time, see, feel, hear, sense or whatever, is no longer mine. So if I get a pain, it's your
very
pain.
Good, I get that.
Do you know what I mean? And if I get
That's
an image, it's not
interesting.
got to do with me, it's got to do with you. Like sometimes they give me an image of something I know.
get that.
And I'd say, Jesus, we're similar. And I'll pass it on, do you know? But that's literally...
horrific, and you're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
no,
are these?
but with Joe, there is a man that's the image of him, but he's standing behind him. Do you know what I mean?
You're fucking
But
doing this again on
he looks quite young to me, youngish, like he's longish hair, he's dark. He's darkish, longish hair, like, and he has kind of a beard and stuff like that.
It's okay, sorry.
But like he's standing right behind you, but he's holding a picture, and in the picture is another woman, but it's like the only picture he has of her or something. Like, I don't know what it is. I just don't know whether somebody gave it to him or put it in with him or something like that, but it's like a picture of her with him. Wow. And they look like they're holding hands. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if it was their wedding day or something, but it's a very special photograph and anyway. Right. And he's holding it close to his chest, but he keeps on telling me I'm going back to me better me. Do you know what I mean?
No relation to Maybe's vein.
I was just going to say, kind of sounds like you.
No relation to mine of his vein.
He's very similar features to you. Like he is very shaky, so he's trying to tell me about his illness and things like this. So it would have taken him down over time, bless him. So he would have struggled for a while. Do you know what I mean?
Is anyone there, Sharon?
And there's always somebody with Sharon. Do you recognise him?
It would sound familiar. Yeah, of course, it would sound familiar. But I don't think I don't know.
He's very fatherly towards you.
Yeah, well, it's probably me dad because he only passed away only a while ago. But
he's very fatherly. The photograph's important to him, though.
Yeah.
Is there? It's like a feeling of it's like a wedding photograph or something because he's holding it close to his. It's of his loved one. It's like I want to bring this energy back to me.
Oh, well, it was probably him and me mad in his photograph.
Yeah, it's like I want to connect with her.
Ah, right.
You know what I
mean? I
mean?
literally rang her just before I came out.
Did you?
Yeah, the other thing I'll tell you, though, because he's pointing his finger, and normally when to point the finger, that's when I'm going to tell you off about something, so make sure that you're spending time with your mother.
Oh, when Ma was up there.
Yeah, because that's important.
Like
there's ribbons all around her,
just
so
to
that's
change the
caring.
subject slightly. I'm running at the Bloom Festival to look at
He
flowers
can cut it
next
out
week.
anyway, can't
No,
you?
it's all right. No, it's not. We're good.
And is there anyone behind me?
There's always somebody behind Sharon.
Is she got hands?
Sharon. She's always talking. I will say something to you, though.
Okay. Then we can edit if we need, right?
No, it's just the way she puts her arms around your shoulders. You know the way she's real kind of like, I want to squash you and kiss you. It's like that proud feeling of you. You keep doing what you're doing and you're going to be fine. She's bouncing up and down, though, with excitement. So there's obviously something good coming. So
you're flying with everything. That's why.
But I think it's about her specifically, about where she's going within herself.
Yeah.
everything else is just going to come to you in any way in that way because you're determined. So
I am.
You have that energy with you. Like you pull in a lot of red, Sharon. So when I see people pulling in a lot of red, that's power. That's like, I'm going to damn well make sure I'm going to where I need to be. You know what I mean? But she's not naturally a red. She's a little green, like little centre on her. She's a real sensitive little soul. So she has to pull in all that power to make sure she's marching forward. But the sensitivity is why people connect to her. Because she's a very, everybody loves Sharon. You know what I mean? How can you not love Sharon?
There you go.
But
That's
nice.
nice.
But your little powerhouse, she knows she is.
Yeah, little forgetful powerhouse. That doesn't be on time powerhouse.
Joe has loads of yellow around him, so it's all new journey for Joe.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
We've been on this journey all my life.
No, but you are going on new journeys now. You're getting bigger and bigger, Joe.
Yeah, that's all new journey. Like the yellow is all manifesting to me. So that's all the manifesting colour. So it's huge. So when we see like a huge piece of yellow behind, my first ever aura photograph I got done was just covered in yellow.
Oh, really?
I was so disappointed. I was like, that's crap. You know what I mean? Where's me
what it
purple?
wasn't. Yeah.
But it was
So
because I was on
purple?
a new journey, very spiritual colour.
Oh, okay.
And I just had this big blob of
So the yellow is a journey.
And I didn't know the journey I
what
was
was
on.
the red? Did you see the red?
Red is power.
Power, wow. Is that what you want? She's
Pulling
I got
in
the
red.
power.
Oh, yeah.
She's pulling in red. When you're on stage, no doubt you go red. Or when you're doing this, you can pull in some red. I think you're quite comfortable in this.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I don't see so much red now because it's very like it is what it is, energy. But if you're on stage or something like that, you're going to pull in red.
Right.
It's like I own this, I do this. So your energy will start to switch that way.
And then why does my red stay where I am now? Is that
because you're constantly needing to pull it in. You know what I mean? So you're wrapping yourself around. You're almost like, I do this. Like, this is the mantra.
Deadly.
You know what I mean? So
amazing.
you have to pull it in all the time. So the minute you start to slide, you go, no. And your brain switches and you start to pull it back in again.
You know what? It's so true because when lows come into me, which has been a bit of a stumble over the last few weeks, I find that my best time is to grow. Because whatever, I think, I was only saying this to a friend of mine, like when my ma passed away, when I went through a very hard breakup and everything like that, all that happened and I created sister sheds. Yeah. It's like it's the best time for me. Now that doesn't mean I want to go through any more lows.
Yeah.
No,
but
there can only be so many lows.
Yeah, but for some reason it's like something happens and I just like grow on. And that's why I think even with John, like we need to do a show, I always want to be in that power place. Yeah. And that's not an egotistical thing.
No, it's absolutely not.
It's a making a thing. I want to make it.
But you enjoy it. Like
enjoy
it's like me.
Yeah,
like
I enjoy it. Yeah.
It's when people say to me, why did you go public and start doing readings? I don't know why. I just basically opened the doors. Nobody knew what I did. I went straight out and rented an office. And I said, I do this now. Yeah. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. And the people, if it works out, they'll talk.
If you build it, they will come more or less. And that
very biblical, but
well, it is right.
It is very biblical though, and I think I actually even wrote that like in.
Because you are writing a book, aren't you?
It's wrote, but I pulled it back, so it is.
You've written a book?
But it has to be pulled back because something's being redone. With it. So I did because of the experience was I had a lot of paranormal experiences. Right. So because this is the thing with being a stubborn medium, I kept on saying to them, don't believe that. You'll have to show me that. I have to experience it. You were saying that to the spirit, like. Wow,
and you know, before, because I'm really interested, for me, I know a lot about the mediumship and stuff, and I'm glad that Joe and Carl get to experience that as well. And I'm dying to hear about the paranormal investigation, because that's very exciting. And another thing I want to ask you about the table. But just because you said my mum is here, sorry, because I just have to get that. You know when they do hug you, and they do kiss you, and they're trying to say to you, I'm hugging and kissing her. Is she actually hugging and kissing you, or is she just telling you, that's the feeling?
No, they engulf their energy around you, so they try to blend in with your energy. I will be honest, like if somebody is grieving really, really badly, you'll often hear them saying, I don't feel or sense them around. And I'd say, but they're there. But the way I see the energy when somebody's grieving really badly, it's like a little hurricane. So you're talking about, this higher energy trying to bounce through that. Yeah. So they are there, but you won't always feel it in that moment. But when that starts, kind of when we start to accept and we're kind of moving on, we start to, they give signs, outer signs more so then. But then after that, then we start to feel that embrace
I had an experience once. I can't remember how long ago it was. It might have been 2 years ago. Maybe I'd say 2 years ago. I was in bed and I maybe you even have to know, but I was really, really, really upset. Very upset. And I can't even remember what it was about. But I felt the pain I felt was just, that pain. Yeah. And I don't even know if it was about my mum at that time, but I was after going to bed anyway. And I was lying there and I was about to doze off because a lot of stuff like this happens to me and it's always when I'm going to sleep. Always when I'm going to sleep.
That's your favourite time, I'll tell you that after
Always
this.
when I'm going to sleep. I've had so many different, but this was probably one of the strongest ones. I was lying there and I literally felt, I swear to God, the bed go down beside me, right, at the back of me. Okay. And I kind of, it's like, it's not that I froze, but I was kind of like, I kind of knew I'm safe. There was a part of me that was like, what if that's something bad, because you always, like you said, it's nearly like you want your mat standing in front of you, say, Shireen, to me, don't panic, everything's okay. Yeah. But I was lying there and I was kind of allowing it. And I don't know why, because I was a bit nervous then. But I literally glinted kind of to the side of me because I'm always afraid when something like that happens that if I see something really dark, I'm going to scream, But if it's... And I swear to God, this is the God's honest truth. Like, I'm not making this up. As I glinted to the side of me, I thought I could see me ma. But I was afraid that even though I love her and I adore her, I was afraid that if I actually looked at her and it was her, I was going to get to fright my life because she's dead. And then you kind of go into that thought thinking, imagine that was a spirit pretending to be your ma, because you just never accept that it's just your ma. Yeah, no, that's
no, I know.
Like, that's a bit.
No, but that is, I've had that experience recently.
Wow.
So I felt that, and then I allowed it, because usually I panic and jump and run or something. Yeah. But this time I knew I was grieving really, really bad. My heart was just so sore. And I allowed it, and I could feel her literally, and I've not felt a hug like from my ma since she passed. And I literally felt her arms around me. Yeah. Now, it made me worse because I wanted her more. But when I woke up the next day, and I was still worse, it didn't stop the grieving. But I knew, I was like, I think that was my ma. I think my ma's after coming, because she really, whatever senses I had at the time, they were open to that. So I get that they do come, but the reason why I ask that is sometimes if you go, like when you say your ma's there, she's hugging you, and I feel that emotion come up straight away, because it's something I crave so badly.
Yeah, no, they do.
The grief I feel for her sometimes is horrendous. Yeah, so I'd love to feel it. Do you know, I want to feel it.
But the more you work with them, it's kind of like you're tuning yourself to it as well. Like a lot of students I've had, they'd be very sick after classes, or else they're like not sick, but very tired or drained, because we've only done a weekend. I rented a private castle and we did a mediumship weekend. And they're all wrecked for the week when they came home, but they were all flying. They were like, I'm feeling everything I do, because they were in that bubble for the weekend. Because you yourself have to attune to the energy. Like you're kind of... You have to, like seriously, like you have to drink a lot of water as well. I swear to God, for the energy to blend as well. But it's amazing. So it does. It's allowing and opening. You're literally opening up to it.
Yeah, I'd be closing off.
Yeah,
you can close off. That's an option. I didn't have a choice at the beginning.
There's times, obviously, where it's not, say, everyone has a little sixth sense or whatever, intuition or whatever you want to call it. But that, a couple of times it hit me that it's voice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would live my own. Like in my own gaff, you know what I mean? And I'd hear something and go, that's me fucking time. It's like, the twin, and I'd go think that was at home where my ma's house was. Right. I go, whoa. I go, and then I just fucking...
But he wants to, like, it's...
Yeah, no, I don't want to know what he wants to. Sorry, I'm not cutting you down there, sorry.
No, I get it.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not being rude.
No.
I'm just going, okay, and if it is, and I didn't imagine, but I know, get it.
Yeah, what I was going to say, he wants to connect with you if he's calling you.
100%, I get it, and there's times where, like, there's stuff, obviously, you know that little, something goes off, it turns on, and you know falls, and you're going, like, that's obviously, do you know what I mean, the lights, electricity, there's something going.
They normally won't bother you if that's not what you want, unless there's something that they want to communicate big time.
Yeah, but and I don't, like, I'm not going to go sit up and go, oh, that's obviously...
They normally won't.
Wind me up, and I'm not going to try and do that.
No. They normally won't. They'll respect your boundaries on it.
And
like, they're not going to want to scare you.
I know that as well, and the other side of it is that he's in a better place where he passed on from where he was. It's as simple as that, because there's no way would I want to stay around the way he was at the...
But
happening.
doesn't take away the fact that you miss him.
No, 100%. No, we all do, and we're all dealing with it in different ways. It's hard, and not one of us is accepted the right way, and we're all fucking all over.
I think that's an issue as well with people as well, where they worry whether they're grieving the right way, which is crazy. Yeah, because there's no right or wrong way. Spirit is, when they're gone to the spirit world, they're more concerned about that person kind of, they don't mind which way they're dealing with it. And that's even if they're not talking about it. They know there's an emotion there connected to it. They don't expect anything from the person. And sometimes people that are left behind are very hard on themselves because they feel, well, I'm not crying enough, I'm not talking enough, I'm not thinking enough about them. And
I would have been like that on my end of it, and as I said, I have sisters, and I know we all took it differently as well. But I know for a fact that as my dad would have, and he said it to me way before it was ever even sicker, and he go, "You want to just get up and get on with it. You need to be the man that goes, right, come on, let's move." You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you don't miss them more, you don't lift them up to me less. Come on, we get on with these, and there's other stuff, and even like I was said, and I wasn't well after a while, and Willa White actually said to me on the phone, he goes, "You need to mind yourself so you can mind other people, like which will be mad on no kids, whatever." So if turn yourself into a tizzy over loved one dying is not a good thing either, because they definitely wouldn't want
no, definitely
like that person loved one would not want you upset, sad, scared, and like that, especially if they loved you. Unless you didn't get on with them and he died, then it was like fuck it.
Then you're definitely going to block them. But it's like some people, they totally block off so they can survive. So they can survive
they shut
the grief.
It down.
And that's okay. And it might be 5 years later that they sit and think, and they have a moment where they go, God, it kind of only hits them then. But they can handle it then, where they say, now I can think about it and talk about it in a different way. Like spirit, I think people are really, really hard on themselves, where their main concern is, I want to see you thrive. I want to see that you're okay. Because I can throw 50,000 signs at you, and if you're like yourself, or you're like, don't even go there. They don't want to do that to you.
But even with they say that at the same time, and everyone grieves in different ways, and you were saying something hit you afterwards. I remember literally only a while ago, and that song, come on, I never got to me before. You know that one there, the fucking, what's your man sing?
Dance with my father.
No, the father and someone, your man sings, what's his name? Or the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue. You know that one, and he goes, and the sun he grows up, and he goes, I'm gonna be exactly like you. I was in the car listening, I was singing, and I was like, I love the song. Then I start crying. Because I missed me dad. Like I would have played, and I was like, and Sarah goes, "You're alright." Look, he goes, "No, we just got fucking hit with this overwhelming fucking emotion of feeling crying." And I felt crying. I said, I felt bad or sad that I felt like that I wasn't, because all the years you're busy in your 30s and 20s, and you don't see them as much as you want. And you go, I should have been there. You can't be there all the time. And my kids are 26 and they're doing their own thing. Everyone, but that just hit me all of a sudden, and I just went, fucking fuck are you?
I think
but still not the mourn people.
If I could say anything to anyone, that'd be the biggest thing for me.
And we're going on 3 years now of that, so it's just it catches off guard that. And that never, that song, and I always loved
it does. If it treats 5 years, I've seen people after 5 years go, I don't know why it's hit me now, but I said, because you're able for it.
It's nuts, isn't it?
You can still get on with your day then as well.
Like I think we learn before I had real grief, because I lost people that I loved and I grieved them, but never felt grief like I did when I lost my ma. Never. That was torture. Like that was torture. And especially she passed away in Turkey. I only seen her when she came home in a coffin. Like that was couldn't. Anyway, but I remember I grieved and then I kind of slowed down a bit, and I was doing all right. And then one day like that, I was in the car, and they call it a wave or something, right? And I didn't experience one of them, because I knew I wasn't through the grief, but I thought I'm doing all right. Do you know, I'm getting there.
Coping.
And this day, I'm in the car, I was on my way, I was walking in Rochebois in Sandyford, in Sandyford, and I was on my way, and just this pain, like, I can't even, it was like a real wave, like a wave of absolute breakdown, and then it lasted for fucking days. Didn't stop. I was grieving and grieving and grieving, and then it just kind of fizzled out a bit then, you know, and then you're like back to normal. So I do know about emotional waves, but one thing I did hear, Susan, before I asked you about the paranormal investigation, and I think I like believing this because it makes it easier for me. It even makes it easier for me if I'm going to die. So apparently there's a thing.
Don't need to know this. Come on, what is it?
So apparently, because we all want to feel okay.
I feel alright. If we do it tomorrow, it'll be grand.
I'm actually not going to tell you.
No, tell me. No, sorry.
No, anyways.
I know.
No. So apparently it's like, right, so you don't die. You don't die, you go to another dimension. It's another journey. So it's like I'm here, I'm living this life, everything is amazing. And I'm not saying it's a better journey or a worse journey, I don't know. But they were like, don't look at someone like they've died, because they haven't died. They've just gone to another dimension.
I believe that.
It's just another dimension. It's
Well,
just,
it is, yeah, basically.
Yes.
Like, they can name out all the things they want, but it is, like...
I believe that, 100%.
so is
Yeah, well,
is it a
you-
living?
The consciousness, I believe it.
I suppose some people describe it as a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. You're going from one stage to another stage.
Yeah.
So I kind of, that's a nice way to kind of describe it. And I
That's a
feel
nice
like,
way to
and
put
then
it,
when we
actually,
go
isn't
over
it?
there
Like
as
that.
well, we also evolve. So everything's a journey. So it's not, like I've met or communicate with spirits, and I can kind of tell how much they've evolved over there. So some of them want to just hang on a certain level for a while because they're pretty happy out there. They want to be really connected with their family. And then others, they kind of decide, oh, do you know what, I'm kind of ready, I'm going to go on a little adventure, like, and they do have options, like, on what they want to do.
Is there such thing as, because this is interesting to me as well, and I probably never got to ask you, Ma, but you know, if someone takes their life of the immediate accident, do they hang around where, like, I'm not accepting the death? Or is it,
you're talking about?
yeah, like, or is it a go on, I pass on, I go?
I hate to think that's that. What it
Is
that's
that-
poetry.
I've never, to be honest, and obviously I have a lot of people, unfortunately, that have came in through suicide and, you know, sudden deaths and things like that. But I've never had them, obviously, in the moment of the passing, you know, there can be a bit of, what the hell, like, I you know, because it's like waking up. I've noticed people that, with suicide especially, it's kind of like they wake up and they have all their senses back, and it's like it takes them a minute, but you know, they're normally greeted as well, and then you get a download. They're asked to go over. Now a lot of them may want to stay for a little while, and they don't have to go, it's free will. They can wait, and then they'll be encouraged to go over because they want to be with their family. Like they don't trust, like, I don't want to go over there yet, I want to wait. So but they're okay, like, and in the same way, you know, if they have the free will to go over.
I believe it in that case, and that the people that do that, unfortunately, it's just another illness, like cancer or fucking
no,
dementia or
there's
something.
no, like,
they're ill already to go and to do that.
I haven't communicated with anybody that's in any kind of
I used to think years ago, I have to go and say this, and it's not going to sound right, but I did think it years ago when I was in my 20s. I was like, that's very selfish to do when you'd hear of something like that, and it's not. And I honestly do not believe that now.
No,
it was in a different time from me and mine, and I thought, why would you want to do that? Leave your parents behind? That we're going to be sad. Oh yeah, family did it, and it's going to be sad. Obviously, and as time went on, it's going, like, that person is definitely not in their right mind to have met that. Seriously,
you can't
they
escape
think
the pain.
no one's better off with them on this earth, and then that's that. Obviously, the brain is not triggering all. I go, well, come on. I think I was saying a little thing, a clip with PJ Gallagher, and he was talking about his being his mental illness. I think he did a yoke on RT actually saying on the clip the other day, and he was saying that he said the things that his voice was telling him, he wouldn't let other people tell him. It's not mad. So it's already an illness in the head.
Yeah,
his voices are telling him this, and he goes, you wouldn't let other people say that to you.
That's where I use the term wake up. It's like, I've spoke to people that, like, obviously spirits that have come in, they've committed suicide, and it's like, oh my God, what's it's like I haven't got fuzzy brain anymore. I can think, like, you know, I can see things better now. And it's, so that kind of, to me, confirms the chaos as well. And then others have taken their life through just pain. You know what I mean? And they just can't get out of this pain, and they can't keep them feeling it.
And I feel that. I feel, I'm not saying sympathetic, but that would be like, oh my God, if, you know, you go something's horrible and you hear something really horrible that's happening to people, and you go, oh, I wouldn't be able to live. I don't think I'd want to be around without my loved ones if something tragic happened. I touch wood, all that. So you just go, oh, I don't want to be here. What's the point?
There's no all this purgatory stuff. I don't know where
I don't believe that. I just think your consciousness goes on and you're free.
There is learning levels, but you can understand if somebody's serial killers going around. You know, there's a learning level. If somebody has done something to you, they're not going to, that's not going to be the person that greets you. There is learning levels, and there's going to be healing that has to be done. But there's
and I do think as well, come to suicide, not to keep bringing it back to my experiences, but I have had a lot of experiences, you know. I was never definitely in the depth of suicide, never in the depth of it. But again, when my mum died, there was other stuff going on that I will talk about one day, I keep saying, but there was other stuff. And for me at that time, it's not that I didn't want to wake up anymore. I couldn't face another day of it.
Yeah.
I could, the pain I was going through, the grief, and then I knew what was coming from me that day as well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I had enough.
The cycle. You
I
just
had
stick to
enough.
the cycle.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I had a fear of dying at the hands of somebody else.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, I'll just end it, so I don't have to live it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And that's so common. Like,
It's insane.
It's so sad
So-
because there's so many people that come in that have taken their life because of that.
So when people talk about it could have been mental health, it could have been voices in their head, and it could have just been I just give up.
Yeah.
That is literally, there's so many different ways suicide. So I get where Joe would have been years ago thinking, that's terrible. How could you do that? Leave this and leave that.
Yeah.
But as you grow in life and as you experience
yeah.
life, not that you say I was suicidal once. But there was a time where I could understand
You're
that
not
pain
thinking
and I
right
want to
in
get
your
out,
head.
you know.
Exactly. No, with a pain
Yeah.
and lost and sadness
Yeah,
and everything.
so-
And just like, God, that one, 100%.
Yeah, but moving on to
Yeah.
a more positive, because that's great. A lot of people out there might be struggling,
Like, 100%,
you know.
like there's some people
and-
struggle all the
and-
time. Like, it's a part of life, isn't
and
it?
ho-
And it's I know it's crazy because of the work I do. Unfortunately, I hear and see a lot of things connecting to that. But it's, you know, when people say, "Oh, just talk to someone," or just go, it's not always
it's not that
easy.
easy.
Yeah, of course,
It's
yeah.
not.
It's not that easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes these people are the rocks of all their friends, all everything,
Yeah.
and they can't bring that forward.
Yeah,
There's something in it with
absolutely.
them. So I suppose that's where kind of going to a professional for them, or kind of a stranger is better
Yeah.
for them because they can't confide in
Yeah.
their family, so you won't
Yeah.
always see it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if they do that, what I've experienced with people, it's almost like that they feel they'll crumble more. That once the cat's out of the bag,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's very important to go to
Yeah.
someone outside it to kind of get a bit of guidance or a bit of help.
and
or
then
something
there's
like
the
that.
element again in my case where it becomes fear. If I say something, someone's going to cause even more problems.
Yeah.
Do you know? So it's not
It's
easy for
never
people to
easy,
just
no.
get up and talk. But thank God none of us are in that situation. And it's a very insightful conversation because suicide is a big problem issue
huge,
in this
yeah,
country and in the
today,
world. Do you know?
Yeah.
Because people suffer. Do you know?
So many families
for
affected
anyone out
from
there,
it.
I probably not that I have the experience of it, but I hope if this conversation hits you and it's something you're thinking, that there is help out there. And like Susan said, maybe speak to somebody that you don't know, because everyone wants to listen. And the best hearing, I said, I'm dying to hear about paranormal investigation, but the best thing I ever heard is, I want to sit up all hours in the night talking and listening. I don't want to go to a funeral. I'd rather
100%,
sit there and listen all night long than go to a funeral. So that's for everyone out there. There's
Yeah,
always someone that
absolutely.
wants to hear. So cutting that out, but it is part of death. It's part of spirit.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Let's go into the paranormal investigation. Is it scary? What you do? I want to go on one.
Well, I don't
do you mean?
organise them,
What do you
but
mean go
I
on
go
to
on
you?
them all the time. We did do it at the castle, obviously. Like, that was part of the whole weekend, since we're in a
Wow, I didn't
14th
know that. I didn't
century
know.
or late 14th century castle. You might as well do some paranormal investigation in it.
Really?
But the thing is, when you have a group of very sensitive people, it's very hard to actually do an investigation because all their loved ones are jumping in.
Right.
So you're trying to look in one area and they'll just be beeping everything and talking through the spirit boxes and
fucked
doing
up.
everything. So
Shut
they're
the fuck up.
yeah, no, literally
We
it
wanna
is.
talk to Queen
No, my
Elizabeth.
ma comes in all the time. I do have to say to her, even before that weekend, I said, do not come in. I love you dearly, but stop coming in. So especially on the spirit table, I touch the spirit table, she'll always go to me first, and then she'll want to have a conversation with the kids and everything else like that. But I have to say to her, or people that are there, look, if an aunt comes in, it's only me mother, just say hi to her and say goodbye to her, and she'll be on her way. And then she just likes to come in and say hello to everybody. So that's the thing with it. But there was I do investigations all the time. Like, I go to all the places I can and document as much as I can.
Yeah.
Can you give us an experience that's like an old castle and someone like Queen Elizabeth? I know it's not Queen Elizabeth.
Well,
but
I
like
don't know about Queen Elizabeth now, but I can, yeah, that's one
You
thing
know
I
what I mean.
haven't. Everybody's always expecting the kings and queens, aren't they, in a
Yeah,
place like
like
that?
that's like
But
what way?
in the castle, we're in Ballindooley Castle, if I'm pronouncing that right, in Galway. And what you were saying about if it was me ma, you know, if I looked, maybe it wasn't her, somebody pretending to be her. Now, I'm a stubborn and I'm a skeptic as well. I've never experienced a mimic spirits. So I'm like, well, if I didn't experience it, I can't prove it. So like to myself. So I'm like, no. So we're in the castle. Because I'm bold, I should be very professional. But somebody was going out to the front door, and I was in the back room doing something. But I seen them, and I walked behind them and gently put my hand on their shoulder, for them to jump, Yeah. And she didn't jump. She's not a jumper. And I goes, Jesus, I thought you'd scream. She went, oh, I'm screaming on the inside. And I said, all right. So she went out the door, and I said, sorry, did you get a fright? Because I'm forgetting they're on a mediumship weekend, but I'm still going to mess around. But I'm still going to scare you, basically, spirit or not. But she left, and that was grand. And right to the right was the bathroom. So I was like, left the bathroom door open, went in and washed my hands, and brushing my hair or something. And I turned, and I seen what I thought was her, like on hands and knees on the ground, but went like that, as if to go boo. And I jumped and I screamed to castle down,
stop.
right?
No.
It gets even better. And I screamed to place down. So they're upstairs on another level. And I'm like, oh my God, you bitch. And I had a hairbrush, and I was like, this again, the thing, going, like, that's bad. And she didn't say anything. So I looked.
But she's still looking.
She wasn't there.
Why?
So I ran to the door. The door's only like that much away, and I ran to the door and I opened it, but she was over the other side of the car park on the phone. So she wasn't there.
I'd have a heart.
So I said to James, James Noctor, if I'm pronouncing your name right, he does a lot of paranormal investigations, and he was on the weekend. And I said we were doing surveillance, having the cameras there for 72 hours or something or whatever. And I went up and I said, James, I'm having the weirdest experience ever. And he goes, Susan, I was talking to Dylan in the bedroom door, and I could have sworn, there's Susan, and looked, and that I wasn't there. But that was around the same time. So I actually then did a bit of research on the castle, because I'm terrible at not doing research.
Before you go.
Yeah, and I did a bit of research, and I came back, and I only posted it in. We have a little group, those who went to the castle, just to see how they are and stuff. And I actually posted in, you wouldn't believe him after being finding that people say that there's like a trickster or a mimic or whatever, or what's it called? Shapeshifter?
Shapeshifter,
Spirit, that is known to be there or has been seen. So I can confirm that one. I can definitely confirm that one. But we had lots of activity in the sense of that castle is active with really friendly spirits, though. I've stayed there before. Yeah. And there's a lot of kids around there.
Have you had any experience?
No, really, they love music. Like, we had a few drinks when we first went down there. Wasn't doing any mediumship. And they love music. Like, the spirit that lives there, she loves an old party. Yeah. She told us that on the spirit table. She was like, she loves having the music.
Have you ever had a really bad experience?
Loads. I don't want to know. Sorry.
Just one.
I don't know which is
just
more.
Go on.
When I actually first seen spirit, it was scary as hell. But that ended up turning out to be a good thing. So I'm trying to think of. I had absolutely tons. I had a spirit try to drag me out of bed when I was in France.
So what happened there?
Yeah, gorgeous place in France, by the way.
I just want to say gorgeous ghost.
It was just in forest, like, so you wouldn't think that anything would have happened there. Like, you're thinking you're on holiday. And what happened is we were out and we came back early, went to bed, normal, got a nice vibe in the place. Didn't even pick up anything, to be honest. Like, I didn't pick up any spirits. I was there, grand, I'll have a good night's sleep. And with that, I was woke up to what I felt like something pushing me. But it was like just a little, like it felt like my body was just moving a little inch. Yeah. And then it just got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I was looking at my husband as if to say, I'm going to hit him now in a minute. Like, so you're kind of confused because I didn't sense anything. Yeah. And then with that, it got stronger and stronger and stronger. And then tried to pull me. As I looked to the corner of the bed, I could just see a shadow going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It was almost like he was thinking, what am I going to do with her? What am I going to do with her? And I was, I couldn't make sense of it in any way because I hadn't sensed this thing in any way beforehand. And with that, it tried to pull me from the bed. It was like I could feel the hands come up at the back of my back and push me forward. And I kept on pushing back and pushing me forward. Like I was hanging onto the sheets and everything. And if anybody had asked me before this had happened, could a spirit physically pick you up
I
and
was just
push you
gonna ask
against
you
the
that.
wall? I actually would have said I don't think they would have that
Right.
strength.
But then after
But
that,
then as I said, I'm a glutton for punishment
yeah.
and getting proved things.
That,
Where
yeah.
spirit
Fucking
says it
hell.
actually can happen too. But I had never experienced that
Would
till then.
Yeah.
Now it didn't manage to hit me on the wall, but but I remember looking at the wall at this gorgeous mobile home in France, thinking I'm going to be stuck there for a few minutes and eventually it may let me slide down. But I knew that that's where I would have been headed.
to scream.
I couldn't scream. I couldn't even, I started to lose sense of myself. Like, I can't explain it. It was like everything became really fuzzy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember. I was trying to say the Our Father prayer over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
kept on forgetting it.
yeah.
And
right.
every time I went to say it, I'd forget it again, I'd
Right.
forget again. So I knew it was muddling with my brain, because
Yeah.
that's what they'll do. They don't want you to do that. Then something had said to me, more than likely my guide, you know, I just knew to call my name to remind myself of who I was. So I kept on saying, I know it sounds silly, but I kept on saying Susan, because I was forgetting everything. It was like I was in a total daze. And with that, eventually then stopped.
Is there
While I was in a pool of sweat and the sheets were all over the place, and he still lay there asleep.
Is there a
Fucking
reason that an entity would do that? Like, do you know why that would happen, or is it just an angry? Is like what? Why is that?
By his demeanour and things that he was doing, he obviously could see they'll see us with our colours. So they'll be able to tell what she senses. There's something about her. I don't want her to move me on.
Right.
I did not sense him. I always had the attitude, pal, you could have just bloody went your way and I could have just went mine. I could have had me nice holiday and we would have been happy out.
So you weren't his.
You know,
you weren't his area.
Well, what confused me about the area was I was in the forest. You know, like what the hell could have happened that would have...
Loads of people die in the
That's
forest.
the last time
no,
I
but
the
he was
forest.
very... I was like, you know, I couldn't think of anything around this area. It's right beside the beach, you know. This guy seemed to be really, really annoyed by me there, and he definitely hadn't crossed over. He wouldn't behave like that, and it was definitely would have been a human at one point. That's one thing I could tell you. But I did a bit of research on the area when I went home, and it turns out that there was a lot of Nazi camps there. So there was a curfew as well. So if you didn't get in at a certain time, and they were all along this beach, I went down and then ended up having a look on the beach. But in that area, they would have had like kind of their tents and everything set up, and they would have been quite mean to the locals. And they had a curfew, so if you weren't there, you could have got like literally.
So you were a foreigner
You know,
in France.
he was not happy. So, and even now, when I found out that, I was shocked.
And you look German.
Well,
blonde
his
eyes and the blonde
his
hair,
walk
that's-
was
isn't it?
definitely
Yeah, with the
German. He
blade,
was
right.
marching up and down
Really?
like a
Hey,
bull.
he was a German. I think that he wasn't a local.
He was
French.
definitely no.
And
He's
thought
definitely
you were
a
German.
soldier.
He was
I'd
a
say.
soldier.
I'd say he was more peed off with me that I could move him on, because a lot of the reasons why they won't move on is because of guilt,
Right.
or they fear judgment, or they believe in this purgatory.
So you just long in the forest.
So they just
Harassing
stay.
women.
And then what the weird thing is, so they start, personality gets worse and worse and worse. Like they kind of shift into, it's like they gain a power. I don't know what it is. They
Demons.
become even more evil.
Manic.
Do you
That's probably
believe?
where we get evil from.
Do you believe in that shape in humans? Do you believe?
It's
in
easy
that?
for you to
I
say.
haven't,
Do
I
you know?
haven't experienced it.
Right, but do you believe it?
I'm unsure.
You're unsure, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot connecting to that side of things.
Do you see something?
No, just heard something moving.
Maybe. Well, I did say they were standing behind you, so
Doesn't matter.
he can't even get you in your dreams because you blocked
Fucking
him
hell.
out there as well.
And angels, what about angels? Like people are always Archangel Michael, Archangel Sharon.
I'll be honest, and I've always been very honest. I love the angels, but there's loads of other entities as well, and I work with the angels as well, but not all the time because it's a certain type of energy I'm going to be working with.
Yeah.
To me, I've seen angelic energy. They're just light, like the way we are, light.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen them with wings, but I understand that they show themselves that way with people because then they'll recognise, oh, it's an angel.
Yeah.
You know, so I have had experiences with angelic energy, yeah, absolutely.
And then just before the table, because I love that, because it reminds me of the Ouija board. I'm not sure about all the Ouija board stuff and all.
Basically, is a big Ouija board.
Sorry, I know you probably have questions, but I just think I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, well,
The Shireen.
It's a Sharon show.
I was going to say.
Protection.
Yeah.
So I know for me, my mum used to teach me, like I used to do tarot. I could throw out the tarot deck there now and do your reading. So I'd use the Secrets deck, or I'd use the, I haven't used them, the Rider-Waite.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Them.
Yeah.
And I can read them easily, right? And I used to read them, and I've done readings, and people that will be probably watching this from Jobstown would be like, she done me a reading, and everything she said came true. There's about, and I could probably name 5 or 6, but I haven't done a whole load. So, but they've come back and said, "Would you do it again?" Because that came true, and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not really into it." Like, but before I used to do it, my ma used to say to me, "Throw us out a few cards." I'd be like, "Oh, ma, stop! Just give us a reading with it," because I tortured her for readings. I loved them because she was amazing. That woman told me. The biggest thing she told me was about 10 years ago, we were sitting in Mallorca. It was about 12 years ago. And I used to work in Mallorca Rocks. And we were sitting in the balcony. It was about 2 years before she passed away. And we were on holiday. 2 of us just went on holiday together to see my sister. Loved, I was always with me ma, always. We just jumped on a plane and we went to see my sister.
Lovely.
Sitting on the balcony, and she says to me, she said, "Oh, Shireen, you're, I think it was me and Annie that was there." She's like, "Yeah, Annie is with you," which is her ma. And I was like, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "Well, tell us what's happening." And I was walking in Mallorca Rocks at the time, or I had been, and I always wanted to be a DJ. Random. But that's why I loved walking in Mallorca Rocks. And she says to me, "Oh my God," she said, "Shireen, I just feel so emotional." She's like, "I'm so proud of you." But I worked with my ma at the time because I used to do our bookings. And she was like, "Shireen, you're going to do really well. You're going to do something really big. And I can see you mingling with people that you've never mingled with. I can see you wearing like ball gowns. And I can see it on like a red carpet style." She was like, "These galas." And I was like, "Am I going to be a good DJ?"
with a fucking ball going. I don't think
no, you know, like you're going to these. She said to me awards and all this.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Ma," I was like, "That's you, because you're an amazing medium. So we're going to win awards. You're going." And she was like, "I can hear you on the radio." She said, "You're on the radio," and I'm crying. She said, "No, it's not me, because I'm crying with pride." She said, like, "I'm so proud of you." And I was thinking, I know she's amazing, but this is fucking ridiculous. Like, this is too much. And then that was 12, because the reason why I say 12 years ago, because she's dead 10 years.
Yeah.
And I let it go, and I was like, she's going to be brilliant. She's going to be on radio. So she's picking up on herself, and me and her are going to balls. That's what I was thinking. And it's only now years, it's something I'll never, and now she's told me a million things, but she was that psychic and mediumship.
That was so far ahead.
But what was really weird is that she was very emotional. And she was saying to me, "I am so proud of you." So every time now, every time, because there's a lot of awards I get nominated for.
No, fucking really, so
No, I'm
joking.
joking. Anytime I get something like that, I always remember her saying,
amazing.
Oh, that's
"I'm
amazing.
so proud of you."
Deadly.
So my point was,
Question.
I had a question. It was a really good question. Can't remember it, so I'm going to jump
It's
to
about the table.
So I'm going to jump to
Ouija
the table,
board.
because that's something she never did do. Not that she didn't want to do it. It's just, we were actually talking about the cards. So she used to say to me then, "Shireen, I want you to do me reading because you're not using the cards. You're actually psychically tuning in." I'd be like, "Ma'am, no. The card says this, this, and this." So that would help me then be able to give something, whatever. And I would just whim it, right? And I'd be like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not charging money. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, but that's literally you give what you get.
It's
You're not
a prop.
supposed to think about it. You're supposed to just receive it and give it.
Yeah, my ma's like, it's a prop. You can tune in like me.
Absolutely.
But I used to be like, nah. But anyway, so then moving to the table, something I've never used. And I know this sounds like the Ouija board to me. I'm dying to hear about that. So what's the table?
Well, it basically is
There's a bit of water,
the Ouija board. The reason why I don't call it a Ouija board is because the Ouija board has such negativity connected to it.
Yeah.
So you say Ouija, what's the first thing you think of? The horror movies, or you do that, you're going to open a portal to hell and everything's going to crawl out and kill you. It's just another tool, the same way you use the cards, to be honest. So I call it a spirit table, and I have a table made of it. And when you go over to the college over in England, they will do that kind of stuff as well. They will move tables, they will levitate tables and everything over there. Jeez. It literally is Hogwarts. But And kid you not, it literally
Yeah.
is. Get your wand out and get going. But honestly, it's great crack. If you want to go, just even for the experience.
I
You
think
know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna go.
You should definitely
Honestly,
go.
and
You
you
should
meet
try
the-
run through a wall.
I
You
think
meet such grounded people and such quirky
did that.
characters as well. It's amazing. Like, I fucking love
Is
it.
Hogwarts from the...
Harry Potter.
Right, okay.
Harry
I didn't
Potter,
watch
yeah.
them, but I seen the
Oh,
bit...
it's brilliant.
Didn't watch
Yeah, I'm
Harry
not
Potter.
going to
I
watch
love
that.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
going to watch
it's
that.
brilliant.
There is a bit that where they do where they run through a wall at the train station.
At the
Is that
train
right?
station.
I haven't
You should
tried
try
that.
I might do. Do you know
that.
I did years ago? I
What?
jumped off a swing and ran into a wall.
Yeah, I've tried and I've split my head open a few times when I was a kid.
I wasn't trying to do a Hogwarts thing. It just happened. So no, Joe.
No,
I'm
I'd
not
well
going to
believe
try
that. I'd well believe that.
No, so literally,
Yeah.
protection you were talking about.
Yeah,
as well.
protection,
Everybody does
that was it,
protection
sorry.
differently. Like Archangel
Yeah.
Michael is everybody's go-to.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But over time, you kind of develop your own protection.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm well protected. I know there's nothing. I know there's the good and the bad and the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
I know I have to have experiences to learn. So that's
Yeah.
experiencing the bad things as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
Which, when I look back, like even that guy in France, when you think about it, it still was an amazing experience.
Well,
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was. So, like, think of it. Who else has experienced
Yeah.
that?
yeah.
It's proved the point to me.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can fling you against the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Not very often, but they can. But the table is basically...
Yeah, that's nuts.
Do you know if I feel even a flinch in the bed tonight, I'm going to be screaming.
Right? Don't
Even if
text
an
me.
ant, I will.
I'm up
oh,
early
you
in the
know I
morning.
will. I'm like Susan, not here.
No,
But
like
anyway.
I do, like I've had so much activity over the years. I mean, I don't think there's anything that hasn't bloody happened to me yet.
Wow.
But that's because I love paranormal investigation as well. I think they kind of prep you. And I'm very stubborn. I won't read something and somebody says this can happen. I'd say I'm unsure. And that's not me dismissing anybody's experiences, but it just, even for me, it may sound impossible. So then I experience it and then I go, right, I take all that back. I'm really, really sorry, you know, that type of way. And I put my hands up, but I do have to experience. But with the table, it's literally the same as a Ouija board.
Right.
We put a glass, I get a group of people. I only need 2 people on it. I can work with 2 people on it. But me and the spirit table have a great relationship. I can get it to freeze and everything. I can take my hand off it and put people on it. And I call it gorilla glue.
Yeah.
I just shout to spirit, get the gorilla glue out, freeze the glass. So they'll all try push the
way.
glass and
God.
nobody can push it.
Fucking hell.
I can be outside a room and shouting in, spirit, dance, 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 zigzag, and that glass will go all over. They'd be running.
God.
Normally they run around the table with it. The last table I had, the legs are broke off it because I had them running around the table so much.
I'm actually sweating.
Because spirit, like, you know, they always see spirit as, I get it, like, do you know what I mean? They're in the spirit room, missing
Yeah, and then
but they
obviously
like to have a bit of
obviously
fun.
then the people that's coming to you then as well is that it's on board with all this as well. So it's always
Absolutely, I
like-
don't throw
so-
anybody into
and then
that.
and then without even going we had a quick question for you and then a little let's plug the shit out what you do there.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
one little question is, do you get phone calls to go and get rid of spirits at all? Have you been?
Yes.
Is that you've done it? You've done
Yeah.
that. So if anyone has a spirit in the house or feels an entity in your house, contact immediately. And then get you on board because you can rid spirits. You can go to
It
someone's
can help
house.
them cross over, but
Cross
people
over.
people call you a lot that don't really have an issue.
They
though,
call
that-
you and there's no
But
spirits.
there may be not an issue. Like there's all types of people that call me for things. Sometimes
Right.
it's just a loved one making a noise.
Okay.
Other times
And
there's
you,
nothing
but you
at all
can
going
go
on.
there if they feel like there's something's going
It
on. or
depends on
whatever.
what they tell me.
And
I
then-
don't go to every house of every phone call.
Do you not?
No. I'll talk through it with them first
Right.
and see where it is. Like the
But-
last house I went to, like they had footage of everything that was going on.
Right.
And I said, well, definitely come down for this one.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
Because I've heard of priests doing it from years ago. I've heard of someone saying,
Yeah.
No,
See,
well-
she tried to contact a priest, the last one did. And
Yeah.
obviously I can't say much for her. I did put out a little video about it, but you know, not always, priests aren't always on board with this. You know, they'll come and they'll bless the house,
Yeah.
and some of them are wonderful and they'll go the full hall. And then, like, what did somebody say? What did a priest say to someone? It's your own fault for cremating your father.
Ah, stop.
So,
That's
you know,
not
this
to
is
say-
how they
that's
end
not to
up
say,
to
oh,
me.
priests
Yeah.
are bad.
And-
We're not
no,
saying that.
No,
But then-
absolutely not. So
Yeah.
I've met some wonderful.
But before we plug Susan, because I
Yeah.
have to be honest with you, Susan, I found this podcast very real, to be
Yeah.
honest. You ever get sometimes they're like, oh, doesn't sound right, but this sounded very right, and I think you're amazing. Shut up, Joe. Right?
No, it was a joke. And obviously, no, it was really interesting.
Isn't it? Very
no,
interesting.
It was a very good podcast, and it was interesting.
The last question before we plug Susan, I let Joe then do that plugging and stuff, but the pendulum. So I can do the pendulum. Anyone can do it. If you ask me, anyone can do the pendulum. I don't know,
absolutely.
but for me, the pendulum swings.
Yeah.
So
some people are more in tune with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if I'm like, is this going to happen? Yes or no? Right? Vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
Or first I'll ask from yes, then I'll ask me no, and then a maybe or whatever, right? So the minute I do that, it works. It just goes, right? And I'm like, that has to happen to everybody. Would you believe the answer of that pendulum? So I haven't done all this in years. I might actually home do it tonight. I don't know.
Do.
You can't be up all night.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the night time. I'll do it in the morning.
In the dark, honestly, my office is always twilight for a reason. Energy, for some reason, just works better in twilight.
Right.
It's not really for the spooky vibes. I just prefer that because I can see the colours better in twilight as well. People's auras better in twilight.
If I even took off this chain and I asked it, right, but I know it's not a crystal pendulum or whatever, right, but if I did, I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't, because I'm well over.
I know,
I'm
but
going to
just
get
one
charged
last
extra
thing.
from cars.
If you say yes, if you ask a question, I'm going to get a blue car next week, and it says yes, is that a definite? Like, are them answers definite?
You see,
yes,
I for some people, the pendulum, they absolutely love it. It swings and whatever. A pendulum does work, and some people are very in tune with it. It can't. It's not 100% accurate.
Right.
That's the thing with me. I personally do not use a pendulum because you can influence it.
Right.
Your body runs energy through it. It runs
So
right
we are
down to
taught,
it.
yeah.
So there's a science behind that as well. Because I'm a
Right.
bitch, I have to research
Right.
everything.
No, that's fair
Okay,
enough.
I know
So
what
you believe
Friday-
it, you
But
don't
just
believe
look,
it.
yeah.
You
Plug.
believe it and you don't,
You
or whatever.
plug.
Very interesting podcast.
No, it
Thanks
does
very
work,
much.
don't get me wrong, but it can't, not 100%, because you know, if you really want something, you're kind of saying, oh yeah, you're definitely
Yeah,
going to come,
yeah,
you're definitely going
yeah.
to come.
We could do that.
That's why I don't use it. So if you're using it, be
Yeah.
very, very strict on yourself. That's why I say to everybody, be really
I'm gonna do
strict,
it
try
tonight.
keep the head clear.
Yeah.
I'm going to pendulum tonight. No,
Okay, yeah,
so
okay.
so that was, thank you very much for
Brilliant,
coming on. Thank
brilliant,
you so
very
much
nice.
coming on.
Thanks for
What
having
is
me.
your handles in your Instagram? Can you give them a shout out if you got handles?
Well, the
Instagram,
name
TikTok.
The name of it is
There's your
the
camera.
name of me is Lavender Hill Spiritual Connections. So
Lavender
I basically
Hill
sell-
Spiritual Connections. Look
But
them
if you
up. Give them
Google
a follow.
Susan Morris Psychic Medium, I should pop up quite quickly, I hope.
Right.
So you'd find all the details and links down to everything. There's a Google business page and there's Instagram and whatever.
Paranormal
I normally don't
investigator.
post a lot now on Instagram. Got to do with spirit work. I'm a bit of a joker, so you probably just see more dance videos than anything.
But you
else, to be
take
honest.
bookings, you do private readings,
Yeah,
do you do
absolutely.
spiritual demonstrations?
Sometimes, yeah.
Gonna get
do
you into
groups.
doing in the sister sheds?
I knew this was
So you
coming.
knew
I
it
knew it
Shane.
was coming because everything else goes back to Sharon getting the fucking mooching for something.
Oh my God!
Someone's got to do a
Yeah, I
marathon
actually
or a
know.
thing.
We definitely do that
Joking,
because I have
joking.
some other people that might want to do that as well and come on board.
Brilliant.
It'd be lovely.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But brilliant. I love that podcast.
Brilliant.
I
That's
loved it.
all.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you so
Thank you.
much.
One more time, give it up then for Susan Morris, Paranormal Investigator. Thanks very much to my co-host Sharon Hughes. Come on, smash the shit out. Well done. Carl, obviously over there doing all the editing and the
And then
programming.
the big
And
one
then
and only
Joe
main
Erdish
host,
with all the
Joe.
order around him. And thanks very much. Have a good evening or a good day. Good
Yeah.